Hi, I'm Robin, and this feels familiar, but different. Feels like I've been here before, like I used to sit in a position not all too different to this and talk about shit that nobody cares about, like E3 2022, a convention that didn't exist, or Minecraft Nintendo 3DS edition. Huh. Well, whatever. I'm sure it's nothing. I have more important things going on in life now, like... Pretty cool, right? Ah, who am I kidding? I got nothing going on, and I have this overwhelming urge to talk about f***ing pluck!
Talking about video games, it's the perfect hobby for people who don't have hobbies.
That's me!
But sometimes things happen. You go homeless for a few months, spend a few years working at a fast food job, f*** up your leg, get focused on other projects, and yeah, that's what happened here. So when that old urge to talk about Balls 3D returns, what am I supposed to do? Pick up like I didn't just spend the past 2 years of my life not talking about Balls 3D? No, of course not. I'm not a fucking freak. This is where starting over comes in. We're gonna take all this old stuff, drag it right over here, and say it didn't happen. You can do this with a lot of things. Shows about video games, evidence at a crime scene, and yes, even video games themselves. Of course, in most games it's as simple as pressing the new game button and saving in your new file, but some games decide to be a little cute with it. Take Super Mario Sunshine, for example. To start a new game, you just need to hit one of these cubes on this little island. Still as simple as just pressing new game, but as the founder of traditional video game menu haters anonymous, I have to give it kudos.
We have more members than you think!
So yeah, starting a new game is simple. You just need to press the button on the title screen that says new game. Unless you're fucking Pokemon. Seriously, from generations 4 through 7, Pokemon games made you hold some combination of a D-pad direction, the X, Y, start, and or select buttons on the title screen to start over your game. Do I know why this is the case? Yes, and so if you hand your DS to little Timmy, he doesn't erase your save file when he presses the new game button in the start menu, but I have arthritis now.
At least I knew that fucking yellow rat would land me here.
These days, Nintendo is more on the side of team title screens altogether, oftentimes having you just hop straight into the game after starting it, or having a title screen be as simple as just pressing the A button with no menu whatsoever. In examples like these, the only solution to start a new game is to go into the Switch system settings and delete your save data manually. Why? This is incredibly annoying. I know it's objectively not that much of an inconvenience, but really, I feel like every time I try to find the option in the Switch's settings, I end up taking an extra 5 minutes to look through everything before I find the correct option. The settings just look really samey, and there's a lot to get through in every tab, and it's just a pain in the ass. I do like the little sound effect that plays when you decide to go through with it, though. It's like Nintendo is really trying to scare the shit out of you. Like, do you know what's going to happen when you press this button? I need you to think about this for a few seconds. I'm really fond of games that really try to guilt trip you into not starting over too. Kirby games typically warn you with about 6 text boxes to clarify, are you really sure about this, man? Smash also does this, really just how games in general tend to do this. Animal Crossing will have whatever animal is handling your save data act afraid and heartbroken, like you're genuinely ruining the lives of the people in your town by doing this. If I saw this as a kid, I think it would definitely have stuck with me. Now as an adult,
delete.
My personal favorite genre of starting a new game is the Undertale method. Starting a new game in Undertale isn't actually starting a new game. If you press the reset button on the title screen, sure, you start over from the beginning, but interactions you already viewed in your previous save file will be slightly different. Characters will comment that you look bored or that your character has an unusual reaction, like they're already expecting something. It's a really neat way of making you really feel like a piece of shit.
Finally, a video game for me!
I could talk for hours about how Undertale utilizes save files. Don't fucking test me. Because it does some really interesting things with the amount of garbage the game remembers. Resetting is just one of many things the game remembers and keeps track of. Several bosses even count and make fun of you for how many times they've killed you. It's cool. But what about a game you've already spent 200 hours playing, especially ones that only have a single save file? Starting those over is intimidating. Well, that's where New Game Plus comes in. You can start over your game with all the overpowered shit from your first playthrough and just blast through the game like it's nobody's business.
Can't do that in real life, take that, God!
Sometimes that's literally all New Game Plus is in a game, just an excuse to see how fast you can get through everything with your characters at their maximum potential. Some games, though, primarily JRPGs, will add small changes to their worlds when you choose to play on New Game Plus. Persona 5 Royal adds entirely new personas you can use, along with a few added boss fights and possible dialogue options to spruce up a repeat playthrough a bit. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 likewise has new blades you can pull only in New Game Plus, along with new merchants around the world that can sell you powerful items in exchange for bonus EXP that you earn by playing the game normally. I'm personally lukewarm on this sort of thing. Sure, it can be a blast to steamroll over sections of games that gave you a hard time in a first playthrough, but in games like Xenoblade or Persona 5 especially, man, I already gave you 200 hours of my time and you're telling me I need to give you more to see everything? You're a video game, not a retirement fund.
Starting over is one of the most natural things you can do in a game. Hell, half the time I'll start a new game, stick around for a few hours, then never touch the game again. That's just the natural cycle of things. It's a little sad to see bigger companies largely moving away from starting a new game being an option that's readily available. Is it ultimately that big of a deal? No, of course not. But I sure want to bitch about it, you know? This was fun. Almost as fun as... Almost. I love talking about video games. I think I can make a hobby out of this. Then again, 2 hobbies may be a bit much. Priorities are a